Welcome back to another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show, Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester magazine. I'm your host, Damon K. Jones, joined by my brother, AJ Woodson, and bringing that fresh perspective, Larnaz Kinsey. Every Sunday, we pull back the curtain on the issues shaping our families, our cities, and our future, from health and safety to policy and power. It's because our mission is simple. Put the people first, not the politics. It's going to be Blacktastic. Are you ready to put your brand in front of the people who matter? Black Westchester magazine is your platform. With over 90,000 monthly website readers and more than 250,000 YouTube viewers every month, we give your business unmatched exposure. From email blasts straight to our subscribers, to video commercials, website promotions, and targeted campaign, we've got the tools to help you connect, engage, and grow. Whether you're a local business, a national brand, a rising entrepreneur, or just promoting an upcoming event, Black Westchester is where culture, community, and commerce meet. Contact us today or scan the QR code and start building with us. Don't just advertise, be part of the movement, be part of Black Westchester, be Blacktastic. Black America first. Yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land. Got a sweet tooth? Come to Cupcake Cutie Boutique in Mount Vernon, where every day is a reason to celebrate. Fresh homemade cupcakes baked with love. Stop by 8 South 6th Avenue and taste the cuteness today.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings. This is Damon K. Jones, publisher of Black Westchester magazine, and this is the People Before Politics show, the Sunday Rundown, powered by blackwestchester.com. Blackwestchester.com. And I want to apologize for being late. Had some technical problems, but I'm still coming on. And we have a few things to discuss. I'm not going to keep you long. I'm by myself, but we're still going to have a great conversation today. We're still going to have a great one today. And I want, I want to start off. I've saw some comments on social media, right? So let me make something clear to a lot of the people watching. I'm not a Democrat. I am an independent. In New York State, we used to have something called the Independence Party. If you're watching from other states, not all states allow minor political parties. But in New York, we had something called the Independence Party. And I believe it was a very good party. And because we block voted, we swayed elections, depending on who we supported. And believe it or not, I know the new political culture that we have today. You can't be on this side or you can't be on that side. And if you are a Republican, you're a coon, But as someone registered as an independent, my thing is, who's cooning who? Who is cooning who? Because I see Democrats point at Black Republicans and say they're coons for being part of a political party that they say is racist. Like the Democratic Party is not racist. Like they're really in control of the Democratic Party. In which they're not. Black folks, we're not. We don't control none of the money. And we barely get the contracts in major elections. Black organizations like political consultants. You see all these black politicians in the Democratic Party with white campaign managers. How does that work out? How does that work out? We're not even making any money. Only a little bit of black folks is making money. And I can tell you that for a fact because I used to be a district leader, a Democratic district leader also. So I'm not telling you from what I heard, I'm telling you from what I saw. So coming from an independent perspective, I really think the people that's pointing to Republicans as coons are coons themselves. How about that one? Because you belong to a party that gives you nothing. Look at the black communities. Just look at the black communities. And then the first thing people want to tell me is that, yo, Brother Damon, you don't talk about Republicans enough. Well, why should I? When over 90% of black people vote Democrat. What are we talking about Republicans for? The black communities I walk my sneakers in ain't run by Republicans. They're not run by Republicans. Ain't a Republican in sight. Ain't one Republican in sight. And many black cities ain't been a Republican in charge for 3 decades. So why am I wasting my breath talk about Republicans and black communities throughout the United States are run by Democrats? What am I talking about a Republican for? See, this is what I don't understand. You want me to talk about Republicans so I can entertain you? And while black children are still being shot and killed in the streets, while our education is failing our black children, that they graduate barely can comprehend and read and do math? That's what you want me to do? Is just entertain you with who's a racist, who's this and who's that? And young black women get the highest rate of abortions? You want me to entertain you about a damn Republican? When in communities, there's no damn Republican in sight in the black communities? Y'all got it twisted. Hey, what's up, Louis? Yeah, nowhere to be found. Absolutely right. Y'all got it twisted. This is why we don't have progress, because we're distraction. And we all dealing with this emotional politics. And we have logical failure. If we keep pointing outside, brothers and sisters, we're going to fail generations of black children. There was just a teacher that went viral on social media. He was literally crying on how we do our children in these school systems. I used to talk to a young lady that was in charge of Westchester Community College in Mount Vernon. And she told me these children are coming to community college and they could barely read and comprehend. How are we going to have a future? And then you want to hear these people that say, oh man, it's the rich that's doing it to you. Well, hell, if you graduating children that can't even barely read and comprehend, they ain't never going to get a job or even start a business. With all this stuff, with all this silly minded black Negro political talk, there is approximately 500 to 800,000 jobs available right now in the trade. Are we training black children to get these jobs? Or are we blaming the rich? Or are we blaming Republicans for our conditions? What are we doing, black people? What are we doing? We gotta be, we got something has to be wrong. Something gotta be go wrong. And I'm not just here. You know what? I got off track, but I had to address that. I had to address that because we have to start talking what's going on in house in black communities and what our black elected officials are doing. I don't want to hear about Trump. I want to know what our black officials are doing. We still have issues of police brutality. What is our New York State Attorney General Tish James doing about that? Yes, it is becoming a distraction for things like this because that's the grand plan. Is to keep us distracted. So we won't have the real conversations about what's actually going on in our community. And I really think that was the real attack on Stephen A. Smith. Because he was putting up a mirror. See, when anybody puts up a mirror to black folks, we got to be working for the white man. We have to work for the white man. When we put up a mirror to black people and say, look what we're doing to each other. The question is, who is cooning who? See, you calling the black man that's putting up the mirror and want to have real conversations the coon. But you're the biggest coon because you don't want to have the conversations of black accountability. Exactly. Exactly. But we're not living in that time no more where black people want to hear the truth. Black people just want to hear fairy tales and nursery rhymes and follow foolishness while our children are dying in the street, while our seniors can't come outside in a safe neighborhood, while our families are being broken down. Absolutely. Too emotional. And not enough logic in understanding what we need to do as Black people. We have to get it right, brothers and sisters. That's right, Rasta. And what did Malcolm say? Don't trust the white liberal. He warned us, Malcolm warned us about the fox and the wolf. And right now, we running right to the fox. The Democratic Socialists of America. We're running right to the fox. And we're leaving the wolf, the Democratic Party, and running right to the fox, the Democrat Socialists of America. That's right. That's right. So we living in the time now, brothers and sisters. So I wanted to, my partners are not here. For those of you maybe new to the channel, I have two co-hosts, but they're outside. They're outside living. But I'm in here, man, because I wanted to come on, and then I had technical difficulty. But the things I wanted to discuss. So the first thing is, let's talk about what went down in Florida. So if many of y'all don't know, with the redistricting in Florida, they changed a lot of the districts. So Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a white woman, ran in a Black district. Now you would think as Black people that the Black person would win, right? Right? But that was not the case. Check it out.
I want to get right to Steve Kornacki at the big board. And Steve, this is a big win for a lot of reasons.
I'm sorry, say that again, Tom. I missed.
I think we have a race call in Florida. I think it's Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Deborah Wasserman Schultz in the 20. Yep. Yes, absolutely. We on the House side here, Wasserman Schultz, her district was transformed by this redistricting effort. Her house is actually in a different district. She opted to run here in the 20th district. This is based in Broward County, Fort Lauderdale. There was some controversy because this is a plurality African-American district. There's a history in this district of representation by Black members of Congress, but she decided to run here. And again, there's sort of split opposition. You can see to Wasserman Schultz. She easily out-fundraised her opponents, so she wins this thing handily. And again, this is an overwhelmingly Democratic district. Kamala Harris won it by nearly 40 points. So it looks like Debbie Wasserman Schultz, whose career was certainly threatened by the redraw here in Florida this year, has survived this primary and is very likely to go back to Congress next January.
And somewhat of a counterpoint to what we were talking about earlier in the broadcast, right? She's the establishment candidate. You had a Democratic socialist there at the bottom who was getting some traction running with that trio of candidates in Florida, but not so much tonight, right?
Well, and I think, yeah, more to that point, Tom, in the 25th district, we also have a call here in the Democratic primary, Jared Moskowitz, who is being challenged by Oliver.
Right. So, oh, child of God, yeah. Like this is crazy. And you're right. There was too many Black candidates. Like, why would you run 5 or 6 Black candidates against one white woman? You split the vote up 5 to 6 times. See, that shows you that God is showing you that the current black politics is failing black people. Three of those was Courage Run by Debbie. Well, I mean, listen, I don't know that for a fact. Right. They should have dropped out, but they didn't. You know, and it didn't make any sense. Debbie was their political strategist. They have no brains to do for self. But the community, like the community, the black community should have demanded that we just need one of y'all. Why all 6 of y'all running? Like that really didn't make any sense. Yeah, man. Yo, you have to send me, you got to send me the link, brother. You got to send me the link. You got to send me the link. Check your text. Yeah, just send me the link, but just send me the link. I'll be on. So like that doesn't make any sense. Okay, got it. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense, brothers and sisters, but it's showing that black politics, that black politics is actually failing us. God is showing us that. Listen, I'm not perfect. I'm perfectly imperfect, but I do believe in God. And I do believe that he's trying to shit. So and I do believe he's trying to tell us something. And right now, brothers and sisters, I'm sorry, but I have to go in a second. I have to go on a break because I have a delivery and I have to be at the door. Jesus Christ, man. But anyway, we're absolutely. 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 So we're gonna, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I got a delivery and I got to get this delivery. I will be right back. I hope y'all can stay.
They taught us charity, never clarity. Now help the world while we suffer in the dark. Fighting for flags that don't feed our seeds, but can't build one school where our babies can read. We loud for the globe, but silent for home. No plumber, no coder, but a new iPhone. Our pain got turned to a marketing stream, march and scream, but no policy team, red or blue. Man, they both play roles. One lock us up, one leave us broke with hopes. Democrat, Republican, ain't changed the hood. Just new faces, same games, misunderstood. We vote, they win, then forget we alive. They fund everybody, we just try and survive. Our issues trend only after we die. Ain't no savior coming, it's us or goodbye. So I buy black, build back, sow in the earth. Each brick I lay, I honor the hurt. My My grandma prayed for the day we'd be free, not just legally, but financially. Put the mask on first, then we lift the rest. If the block ain't strong, how we claim success? We ain't saviors, we survivors, building worth, time to love ourselves. Black America first, yeah, Black America first. Fix the house, fix the fam, let the blessings burst. Own the land, own the plan, put the people to work, no more mule moves, Black America first. We out of line, chasing likes, ignoring the home. It ain't fly if your daughter feel alone. We used to raise villages, now it's revenge, talking about love, but we barely call friends. We gotta get back to black man and black queen, not war in the house, but a kingdom scene. Husband and wife, raise life with direction, not baby mamas and weekend connections. They broke us with policy, broke us with lies, made war between us, now we barely try. But if we don't rebuild that core in the house, the world outside gon' chew us out. I ain't anti nobody, I'm pro my kind. If our kids ain't safe, then I draw that line. Let them talk slick to you. We ain't here to please, we here to own, build, love, and plant trees. My son need a future, not survival mode. My daughter need a man that walk God's roads. So I lead with faith, work, and a plan. Black woman by my side, that's God's right hand. This ain't hate, this ain't fear, it's return to self. From trauma to triumph, from pain to wealth. We done saved the world, now it's time for us. No more back seats, we driving the bus. Put the mask on first, then we lift the rest. If the block ain't strong, how we claim success? We ain't saviors, we survivors, building worth, time to love ourselves. Black America.
I'm back. Thank you for those who hung around while I had to take this delivery. You know, life, we be doing these shows and life still be lifing, you know? So where were we, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for taking time to come. Black Americans are voting on skin color. What has voting on skin color ever glazed? Right. You know, I do agree, you know, but you just can't vote for a black person. You got to vote for your interests. And if that black candidate is matching your interests, we have to start voting interests. Put the interest first, because a lot of black politicians have shown that we're not part of their interests. You know what I'm saying, y'all? They're showing that. So, you know, we have to vote our interests, because when you have, oh no, remove that. When you have that many candidates, you know, the black community didn't set the standard. It should have been one person running against her, and they would have had a better chance. And speaking on Florida, now the other sister one, what was her name? What was that young girl's name, man? Angie Nixon. Now, Florida Democrat U.S. Senate nominee Angie Nixon. Now, she's facing a lot of controversy, brothers and sisters, because an interview has resurfaced about her taking her children to drag shows. Now, Nixon said taking her own children to drag shows and characterized those experiences as wholesome entertainment. She also argued that she did not see drag shows themselves as sexualized. So, I don't know, brothers and sisters. These democratic socialists are a little different. And I'm going to show you just the video yourself. You can check it out.
Sexualization at a drag show is just people dressing up and singing and performing. I've taken my children to drag shows, and it's fun, it's entertainment, it's wholesome entertainment, and it's nothing wrong. It's just like I don't get it.
Nobody's taking my children to drag shows. Nobody, no, nobody's taking. I mean, look, Democrats, y'all just lost that seat. Y'all just lost that seat. I can't in the honest, and I can't vote for anybody that takes children to drag shows. It's that's Florida. That's the sister name is Angie Nixon. She's running. She's running for Senate, and I think she's going to lose. I think she's going to lose. See, but this is what Malcolm was talking about, right? This is a DSA candidate, and she wants to. And well, yeah, Debbie has the power. Okay. I mean, listen. Debbie's been in politics for a long time, but she shouldn't have won that district. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you that right now. We are doomed and fall. That's a good one. And I mean, I don't know what to say, man. But this is how crazy politics is getting, that you really have to vote for the lesser of the evils at this point. To vote for the lesser of the evils. So with all that said, there's a big issue now where we're discussing, Black unemployment, and Black unemployment right now, they tell us the national unemployment rate stood at 4.1% in July, while Black unemployment was 6.3%. Now, that doesn't by itself constitute an official recession for Black America, but the National Urban League is explicitly urging that recession-like conditions have already arrived for Black America. That should force us to look beyond the national averages, brothers and sisters. Two communities can live inside the same American economy while experiencing different economic outcomes. Our economic scoreboard should be therefore examined more than the GDP, right? Jobs, wages, ownership, home ownership, business ownership, access to capital, household wealth, housing costs, government contracted. Now, why should we judge the economy by America's numbers instead of our own economic condition? So we have to look at what are the measurable economic improvements, brothers and sisters, that Black voters expect from politicians. And I said it earlier when I talked about making sure that we are getting young Black men and women in the trades, in the AI fields, in the future economy, so we won't fall behind. And the fact that we have to start more Black businesses. If we want to employ Black people, we got to start more black businesses. We just can't talk about fancy being rich and being on a yacht. Hey, man, I'm on my yacht. I can teach you how to be rich and all this other stuff. We have to really lay a national foundation or a national plan. How do we build businesses? How do we get access to capital? Or it's going to be over for black people. It's going to be over. The days of getting government jobs is over. I'm almost 60 years old. And I remember here in Westchester County, one of the richest counties in America, Westchester, New York. And I remember when I was young, the black middle class was built off of General Motors. There was a General Motors factory in Tarrytown, New York. And the black middle class was built on that, off of those factory jobs. Now the factory jobs are gone. And black people, young black people, are having a harder time to buy homes. And our black politicians don't have a plan. Yep. They don't have a plan. What is the plan? You know what their plan is? You got to hate Trump. Trump is a racist. How do we get jobs back in the black communities? Trump's a racist. That's what we hear. Now, ain't you tired of hearing that? Because I know I am. I worked 33 years in law enforcement. I saw the failures of policy, political policy. I saw the failures. That was the reason we started the newspaper. Exactly. We have to have enough. Enough of that. What are you doing now? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Well, that too. Yes. Let me tell you, if Debbie Wasserman Schultz brings money to that district, now that she's elected for the primary, but let's say she wins, I would applaud her. I would applaud, but she's doing her job. But the problem is, black people in that district wasn't united enough to make sure someone looks like them. Yeah. No, the government jobs are over. Farrell has let us go. As someone who worked in civil service, that was an era where black folks got jobs. I keep it 100. But that era, if it's not locally, like you're working for your local government, and even your local government, even your city government, even your county government, there's only a certain amount of jobs they could give out, right? And usually that's the way they kept black people satisfied, because they was giving black folks jobs, the government. Whether it's the city government, local government, or state government. But the economy is the way it is that they can't spend all that money no more. It just can't happen. Because you might be working, but you're paying more and more in taxes. And we know the biggest sham is property taxes. That's the biggest sham. because you really never own your home. So why the problem with Debbie? I have no problem with Debbie. I have a problem with black people couldn't come together and run a candidate. Debbie did what she was supposed to do. But did the black people in the community do what they were supposed to do? Yeah. And see, right, I'm telling you as someone who's a retired law enforcement officer. When I was 21, that was the thing. Man, brother, you better get one of them law enforcement jobs. And I did it because I had a son to take care of. I'd show no bones about it. But I also helped so many people in 33 years. I helped so many families. I raised so many children through that uniform that I could walk the streets today and have a problem. And they'll come up and say, Mr. Jones, you got a problem? Do you want us to handle this for you, Mr. Jones? The youth isn't showing up to vote anymore. Well, they better. They better start voting, or it's gonna be taken from them, from those who are not even from this country originally. So we gonna have to wait. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. So another thing I wanted to talk about, and I say this with all the stuff that's going on with Stephen A., with all the discussion on who's black, what makes you black. We right now we have 8 black candidates running for governor. This has never have happened before. This has never have happened before. 8 black candidates. We got 5 Democrat and 3 Republicans. That's 8. This has never happened before. That's why I say, God is trying to tell us something to go beyond party lines. That's my opinion. Y'all could agree or disagree, but it's my opinion. Now, because these people are Democrats, should we not celebrate are not Democrats, Byron Donalds, John James, Lisa Dumas? If they win, should we not celebrate that? Does that kick them out of the black family? I mean, Wes Moore's a Democrat. He vetoed a reparation bill. So we're gonna kick out Byron Donalds, John James, and Lisa Dumas, but Wes Moore vetoes a reparations bill as governor. So we're supposed to keep him in the black family? Exactly. Should we celebrate all these firsts? Lioness, Lioness Westmore. Exactly. Right. And this is my opinion. We should celebrate them all. We don't have to agree with everything. It's my opinion. We don't have to agree, but that shouldn't kick them out of the black family. Again, who's cooning who? Who's cooning who? Because black people don't run neither party. Exactly. What? Exactly. And on Winsome Earl Sears, I just did a video, and it's up on YouTube, with the hypocrisy with all this thing with Stephen A. Smith. And D.L. Hughley has the mitigated gall to go at Stephen A. Smith for disrespecting black women. But D.L. Hughley is on video calling Winsome Earl Sears James Brown and says her hair is nappy. She is a black woman, DL. She's a black woman with a black husband and black children. But you wouldn't dare, but this punk ass DL wouldn't dare say that about Kamala Harris, and she's married to a white man and raising white children. We've gotten this thing twisted. Right. Well, we have to listen. There's no permanent friends and no permanent enemies. Only thing we must have is permanent interests. Right. I totally agree. And you know what? And you know what? That will make us listen, if black people acted on that, that will make us a more powerful voting bloc. Right. Right. And that just shows that DL is a damn hypocrite. Is a hypocrite. Because if you could say that about Winsome Earl Sears and then want to kiss black Democrat women's asses, then you're a hypocrite. We should respect all black women. No matter what political ideology they come from. How does that make her daughters feel? Who might have liked DL's comedy? Or her husband? See, when you put the mirror up, it's accountability. I did a whole video on that, calling DL out for that. Well, yeah. Well, that's a whole nother show, right? Because how we're getting to all this feminism power and all this and all that, which is not good. It's not good for the black culture. It's not good at all for the black culture. We got to do better, man. Like, we got to have conversations. We have to have some type of agenda. Every other ethnic group, brothers and sisters, have a political agenda. They have a political agenda. They don't even have to talk about it. It's already established in their culture. The Asians, the Italians, the East Indians, the Arabs. Look at the Somalis. They went out in Dearborn and took that whole damn thing over. Because they have a political agenda in their culture. We had a political agenda in our culture, but it was taken away from us by black leadership that got paid. We had a political agenda in our culture. We had a black economic structure. We had a black economy. We had all that. And guess when we had it? We had it before integration. We had better schools when we were segregated than we have now. My mother grew up in segregated schools. And her brothers and sisters, they graduated knowing 3 languages in a segregated school. Now, black children can't even barely read or do math. Well, I think Byron Donalds is going to win. You know, I think he's going to win. And even if it might be close, I think he's just going to pull it off because he just, you know, a lot of times politics is just about money. You know, how much you could spend on a campaign. Who gets the message out better? Right? No Democratic socialist is going to win in Florida. That's not happening. You're not going down in Little Cuba talking about socialism. That's not happening. They're not having that in Little Cuba. They're not having that in Little Cuba. Well, yeah. Well, I mean, absolutely. You know, I mean, if you go to DL's page, don't take my word for it. If you go to his YouTube page and they have a little promotional video up there, it's all about Bernie Sanders and all that other BS. He done sold himself. He done cooned them out to the white liberals. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Roland. Let me tell you, when she was attorney general in California, I went out there for a conference. Ain't nobody like her ass. And I'm talking about black law enforcement. They didn't like her neither. She did a lot of dirty stuff out there in California. And remember, back then, she was Indian. She wasn't black. When she became senator, she was the first Indian senator. She wasn't black. All of a sudden, her color changed. And let's have an honest conversation. Barack Obama ain't black neither. I said, what you talking about? No, he ain't black American. His father is African and his mother's white. From Africa. Let's keep it 100. Look what they're doing to us Black Americans. They're dangling people that really don't have any connection to our lineage and struggle. And they're telling us they're Black. He is mostly of Africans, and his mother actually has enslaved. Oh, Jesus. That's even worse. We said that before Obama got elected, that he wasn't Black because of his heritage was not Black American. Exactly. So, brothers and sisters, we have to, I don't even know what to tell you, man. Like, we got to get it right. And hopefully I'm going to try to bring some guests on and we could really talk about having an agenda. Please sign up, man. Please go to blackwestchester.com and sign up for our mailing list. Because what we're trying to do, brothers and sisters, that is very interesting. Trump is the only president whose ancestors didn't own slaves. That's interesting. It's forcing to create a political agenda for ethnic Black. Yeah, exactly. I said in another video, right? When the whole Palestine thing and everything jumped off and they was just bombing the hell out of Palestine. And let me tell you something, man. I stood at rallies, right? I even damaged political associations on the fact that I felt it was excessive. And I still feel the same, that it was excessive how Israel was bombing the Palestinians. And to the fact that they destroyed one of the oldest churches in history that was in Palestine, one of the first churches that was in Palestine. And the fact that the ground that they were bombing, our Christ and Savior, Jesus Christ, walked, right? He walked that. And he wasn't, he wasn't a white man that Michelangelo put on. He was a brown-skinned man. So technically they were bombing their ancestors. That was my stance. But let me tell you, when we was dealing with crime and violence and young people being killed in the Black community, those same Palestinian activists that I stood with did not stand with me. When it came to Black lives in the Black community. So I had to put a hold, I had to pause advocating for Palestine, because those advocates for Palestine wasn't advocating for the lives and safety of young Black men and women in the Black community. So I had to put a pause on that. See, because I felt that our struggle was the same, but they didn't see it was the same. They didn't see that it was the same mindset that was killing Palestinians was allowing young Black men and women to be killed on the streets. Little boys going to school being shot by stray bullets. Same mentality. They didn't see it that way. So now hey man, you got to do you. You got to do you. We got to put Black America first. We ain't trying to save the world anymore. We have to save our backyards and our streets first. I'm not asking the white man to say Black Lives Matter. I'm saying to Black people, Black lives must matter to us first before Black lives can matter to the white man. Why are we asking the white man that our lives matter? That doesn't, right? The logic doesn't even make any sense. Once you come out of the emotional of it, it sounds good. Black lives matter. That sounded great when it came out. But once you get past the emotion, it has no logic. Because we should be telling each other that Black lives matter. In the Black community, we don't need to say it to the white man. We're saying it to them for. Begging him that our lives matter. And we spend almost $2.2 trillion a year on stuff, on the white man's stuff. We shouldn't have to beg him that our lives matter. And we shouldn't be let AOC and all these politicians fear-monger Black people. They're not allowing us to go nowhere. That's $2 trillion a year. You think they're going to get rid of $2 trillion a year of revenue? Huh? We spend more money on bullshit than it costs the whole entire country of Mexico to operate. Think about that, Black people. Well, let me tell you, I don't think Donalds need the Black vote. Unless the Republicans, that's right. Unless the Republicans got a dastardly plan not to vote for Byron Donalds, who's endorsed by Donald Trump. I know who the Cubans is voting for, Byron Donalds. I bet you tell you that. Now, Black folks, they don't, Republicans outnumber Democrats in Florida by the numbers. Let's just talk the numbers. Right. Donalds don't need the vote. He don't need the Black vote. But a friend of mine in Florida commented on Facebook saying that there is a group of Democrats that are supporting Donalds. So let's see. We're going to see how it works in November. So here's the thing. Hold on. Let me put this thing up. So out of the 8, right? I think Westmore is going to win. Westmore is going to win. Keisha Lance Bottoms is up for grabs. I don't know. That's Georgia. And don't sleep on Blacks in Georgia. They mess with the Republicans. Aaron Ford, not sure. Because that's going to be a toss-up. I think Wisconsin is going to be a toss-up. And South Carolina is going to be a toss-up. So out of the 5, I think you might have 2 maybes. Then Byron Donalds, I think he's going to win. John James, I think John James is going to win in Michigan. I'm not sure. I have to do more research on Lisa Dumas. And maybe next week I'll come back and tell y'all what I think about Lisa Dumas. So right now, out of the 8, Republicans and Democrats are tied 2-2. Then Ford may get the vote in Las Vegas. Crowley needs to get the vote outside of Milwaukee. Okay. But we're going to watch this. We're going to watch this because this is important, right? This is his. Black folks, we already made history right here. 8 black candidates for governor. That's the largest ever, right? Now let's see what happens. This is going to be interesting to see how this works out. But imagine if black people, we put them all in. How about that? Let's talk real. Imagine if black people, we could put them all in. You know? Exactly. See, but you know, when you're talking to people that don't get it, when you're talking to people who don't get it, they say, well, why would you do that? Man, that shows our power. Yes, this country belongs to us, but we have to have the mentality that it belongs to us. We still acting like it belongs to them. Oh, absolutely. And Uncle Luke was running with that whole Democratic rhetoric and nonsense and all that. I'm like, come on, dude. You should know better than that. Listen, brothers and sisters, as I close, man, this is our time, right? Nothing happens without God's permission. There's a reason Trump is in the White House. Because God put him there. He ordained that to happen. But what do we learn from that, black people? What do we learn from it? What lesson are we learning about the politics that's going on today? No. No, because Adams did some things that he shouldn't have. And let me tell you something. I've known Eric Adams for 33 years. You could Google Damon K. Jones and Eric Adams and their pictures come up. Right? Adams made a lot of mistakes in his while he was mayor. I love him like a brother. But the way ranked choice voting is set up in New York City, Adams didn't have a chance. He really didn't have a chance. And once Biden once they indicted him, his career was over. I mean, he didn't have enough black support to win that. And the way they got ranked choice voting in New York is crazy. And I think that was the worst thing that the New York City government did because because they got to get rid of ranked choice voting. You right, family? We got to stop asking for shit. stepping onto the plate, taking, yeah, man. We have the power, man. God is putting it up. God is trying to, what's that song? God is trying to tell you something. Yeah, absolutely. So family, I thank you. I thank you for watching. I am humbled that y'all stayed while I had to deal with this delivery. I'm humbled for that, and I thank you for coming on. Right, vote policies. Absolutely. And check out the videos that's on YouTube, other videos from the publisher's desk that I put up weekly. I'm working on one right now where I really believe that D.L. Hughley spilled the beans on his show, that this whole thing wasn't about him, Stephen A. Smith, disrespecting Black women. This whole thing was about keeping Stephen A. Smith out of the Democratic primary in 2028. So if you haven't followed or subscribed, please do, because that video is coming out tomorrow and y'all could watch it and check it out. Trump taught me all the BS is out the window. You don't have to have a political background to run. No, absolutely not. Your past doesn't matter. No. Only thing you need is a platform and some money to run for office. Nowadays, you just need a platform and money. And I'm going to show you in the video tomorrow about Stephen A. Smith and him talking about running for the primary, that a platform like Stephen A. Smith makes him a dangerous contender for the primary. I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to show the numbers. And that the Democrats didn't want that. And that D.L. Hughley spilled the beans on the show without realizing he spilled the beans. Sometimes you got to keep your mouth shut. So, brothers and sisters, thank you. I'm going to be on the Apostate Radio. I should be on there right now. I should be on there right now. So if y'all want to check me out, go over to Apostate Radio, YouTube. I'm going over there right now. Thank you. And also check out hip hop gospel music channel that we have, Covenant Culture. And I'm going to leave you, man, with a little bit of that music. But I thank everybody who tuned in tonight. I am so humbled. I thank everybody. And I leave you, stay safe, stay blessed, and most of all, brothers and sisters, stay blacktastic. Peace out. Quiet. That is peace. That's peace, baby.
What's peace?
Hey. Sometimes God does me move. Sometimes He removes the fear. Sometimes He doesn't change your circumstances. He changes your spirit. And when the whole world is making noise, God speaks. In the silence, You blessed me with peace in the silence. When the world was falling apart, You whispered, don't be afraid, and You settled my heart. When trouble came knocking at my door, Your love became a hiding place. You blessed me with peace in the silence, grabbed me in amazing grace. Everybody told me I should worry. Everybody said I'd never make it through. They only saw the storm around me. They couldn't see what You were about to do. Bills came pressurizing, friends disappeared one by one. But every night I closed my eyes, I knew I wasn't fighting alone. The louder the world became, the quieter my soul would grow. 'Cause when I opened up your word, your promises began to flow. You reminded me you're still in control, still sitting high up on the throne. And if you never left me before, why would you leave me now? Bless me with peace in the silence. Oh, it will. You whisper, don't be afraid. And you settle my heart when trouble came knocking at my door. Your love became a hiding place. You blessed me with peace in the silence. Wrap me in amazing grace. I don't need to answer every critic. I don't need to fight every fight. Some battles belong to heaven, so I leave them in your life. When hatred tries to steal my joy, when fear tries to cloud my mind, I hear your spirit gently saying, my peace is what you'll find. Now I walk a little slower, I pray a little longer, because every trial I've survived has only made my faith stronger. The world calls silence weakness, but I've learned it's holy ground. 'Cause that's where I hear your voice when no one else is around. Peace that passes understanding, it's always surrounding me, and never lets me go. Your presence is all I need to know. Bless me, peace in the silence. When my tears fell in the night, you reminded me you never left. You came knocking by my head. Oh, love, you blessed me with peace in the silence. Wrap me in amazing grace. Your Lord. Thank you. Not because life has been easy, but because you've been faithful. When everyone else was talking, you were speaking. When everyone else was running, you were holding me. And in the silence, I found your peace. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, give unto you. Give unto you, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. Peace I leave with you, that will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. Yeah. You bless me with peace. You were standing by my side. No.
Thank you for watching another Blacktastic episode of the People Before Politics show. Sunday Rundown, powered by Black Westchester Magazine. We appreciate every single one of you who tuned in, commented, shared the stream, and joined the conversation. Your support is the reason independent Black media continues to thrive and speak truth without fear. Every week, we show up to bring clarity, accountability, and real community insight to the stories that matter. And you show up with us. Whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, or X, we want you to know that your voice, your engagement, and your presence make this platform stronger. Thank you for rocking with Damon K. Jones, AJ Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as we break down the issues that many outlets ignore. And thank you for supporting a space where Black thought, Black leadership, and Black truth-telling still matter.